Hello, Kansas City. We are back here live on Radio Row. Darren Smith, host of the ship. We are here at the Convention Center on Radio Row. Kansas City takes on the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday, 4:30 local time, 5:30 Central. With me, he is the man, the myth. He is a legend. He even has a movie that was created after him by the name of Jerry Maguire. I do have with me Patrick Mahomes' is a super agent, Mr. Leigh Steinberg, who is a super sports agent, philanthropist, author and Steinberg Sports and Entertainment. Mr. Steinberg, thank you so very much for taking time. I know you've been here all week doing interviews, so I'm shocked you're not tired or just actually, I know why you're not tired because you do a lot of walking every day and you've been doing so since the pandemic. But what brings you to Radio Row each and every year?
It's the opportunity to talk about various projects we're doing, talk about our Super Bowl party, our health and wellness project, our agent academy, and then to support our players who may be in the game and to be a resource.
Now, I know you represent Patrick and a few other players that are playing in this ball game, but I've been asking people, and I asked Clark Hunt this weekend, and I want to ask you, since you represent them, the way that the game has evolved and the quarterback position has evolved, and where Patrick is today, with Tom Brady retiring on last week, it seems that Patrick, even though he's been elevated, I guess since his MVP season back in 2018, but now it seems like he might be the face of the NFL. How does that make you feel, one, as his agent, but then two, knowing the history of it, that he's actually going to be the first African-American to be the face of the NFL?
I think that one of the keys is you've got someone with high character.
Yes.
And you have someone who, when he went to Kansas City, he genuinely wanted to make it his home. And so you've got someone who was spending his off days out, going to the police department, going out to schools, doing all these things. No one asked him to do it. He wanted to do it. And he's put his roots down in that area. So part of what's exciting about all this is you have a genuinely nice person with a philanthropic giving heart who's getting elevated this way. So if you're the role model he is, what is he modeling? Work ethic, preparation, caring for others. And so I think it's a real positive. Now, this game is the premier marketing event in America for sports. And so players who perform dramatically have the ability to cross over from just football fans to become household names.
You did something with Patrick that, and I'm not sure if you do with other players, but I know he went a different route. His rookie season, and I think maybe to an extent his MVP season, you didn't really have him do any endorsements or didn't really sign. Why did you do that, so to speak? And then, I mean, we've seen what has come of it, but why did you take that tack?
I think the development of a young player, especially at the quarterback position, has so many challenges that what you're looking to do is to show the ownership, general manager, coach, and players and fans of the city that you're serious about football, and football comes first. And if you haven't actually achieved anything yet, then the concept of being on every billboard doesn't really make much sense. So as it was, Patrick waited until a couple of years had passed and then went ahead, and now you see him, he's ubiquitous. But the point was, he put his head into football, learning from Alex Smith, and then later having that amazing first starting season. And he put the focus where it needs to be. And with everything around him, he still never loses that focus, which is hyper-competitive, doesn't get out of shape, always studying.
Talk about the academy that you did. You mentioned the Sports Agent Academy. How does one find out more information and become a part of that?
So you can go to steinbergspeaks.com. I made a commitment to try to mentor and bring along the next generation of sports professionals. So we do a sports career conference where if you want to work for a league, a team, in marketing, in branding, in facilities management, in PR, you can talk to the experts. The Agent Academy, which we're going to hold in Las Vegas again in April, is a forum where we teach people how to negotiate, they actually have to recruit an actual athlete and his family. They have to brand and market, set up a charitable foundation. So we're looking for ethical, principled young people that know that you can make a difference in sports and want to make a difference.
Obviously, when you sit down and you speak to the athletes and their parents, there's a trust factor because you're asking them, essentially to turn their son or daughter's career, their professionalism over to you. What do you feel like has been your key to gaining parents' trust and the athletes' trust for them to sign with you?
Well, I think our focus on role modeling and retracing roots that sends a player back to his high school community where he sets up a scholarship fund or works with a church or Boys and Girls Club, then to the collegiate community doing a similar thing, and then a charitable foundation with the leading business figures, political figures, and community leaders on a board that will administer a program. So for Patrick, that's 15 of my homies. For Warwick Dunn, it's putting 200 single mothers and their families into the first home they'll have. And it's athletes changing lives. So that's the first thing. But the critical skill is listening. It's drawing out another human being and cutting below the surface so that you go deeper and deeper until you realize their greatest anxieties and fears and their greatest hopes and dreams. And if you can put yourself in another person's heart and mind and see the world the way they see it, then you can graciously work your way through life.
Before we get out of here, talk about your yearly Super Bowl Steinberg party that everyone talks about year in and year out and love to attend.
So I wanted to do an antidote to the noisy, boozy, overcrowded dark parties. And so it's a daytime party. This year it's out at the minor league ballpark for the Diamondbacks. We're raising money for the homeless. We're doing a concussion seminar, which is our 17th. And that seminar will be exploring ways for prevention, awareness, and cure. We also give humanitarian awards for what certain figures in football do to better the community, and Dave Ziegler, the Raiders GM, will be getting one.
Leigh Steinberg, thank you so very much for taking the time out, joining me in my audience. My mom says hello. I know you never met her, but she says hello anyway. And Tanisha Mahomes, as well as Linda Dorsey, Timothy hello as well. So they're watching as well. So thank you very much. I look forward to attending your day party tomorrow and having a good time like I did last year for the first time in LA. I always thought I was afraid I was missing something, and then when I got there, I realized what I was missing. So I appreciate the invite and going and definitely look for sport. Your thoughts on Sunday's game?
Chiefs, 27-24.
Okay.
I think. And I think the key to the whole matchup will be the ability of the offensive line of Kansas City to stand up against that withering rush of Philadelphia's front four and give a little time for the offense to operate.
The man that's going to have the best season, has even better than mine, Leigh Steinberg, joined us on the show today. We'll be back in just a little bit.
KC Cocktail Company is proud to announce their first annual nonprofit giveaway. Paige White and KC Cocktail Company believe in giving back to their community, and they are giving away a $500 bar credit to a deserving Kansas City not-for-profit organization. KC Cocktail Company knows that hosting a gala, fundraiser, donor dinner, or golf tournament can be expensive, so they're donating the bar credit to be used to help raise money toward any event that the nonprofit sees fit. What nonprofit do you love supporting? Here is your chance to help them out out even more. Check out the nonprofit page on KC Cocktail's website at www.kccocktailco.com and enter in their info, and Paige will enter them into the drawing, as well as contact them on other ways that KC Cocktail can help support them. Feel free to call or email KC Cocktail Company directly for more information. Call 816-456-4388 or hello@kccocktailco.com.